If you buy aftermarket orthotic insoles for your shoes, you may have come across this one by Spenco. This one has an arch support made of hard plastic, and the issue with these is they slip. This hard plastic is really super slippery, so whether you put it on top of the factory or stock insole, or you put it under, they slip. This is just really hard and slippery. So I've tried a couple of different ways of handling this, and what I've come across is to basically use the stock insole as a base and then glue the Spenco on top. The way I do this is to use contact adhesive, and I only spray the contact adhesive on the Spenco and a little bit down here. I don't want to go too far forward or else it will get glue all over the place where your sock is going to go. So a little bit of adhesive here and a whole lot here. Now I know with contact adhesive you want to have both covered, and so they will contact once the adhesive bonds to each individual surface. But in this case, I'm just going to really heavy load this because these little pockets here, there's really no way to sand this down. I mean, it's just way too much labor involved with trying to rough this up and make it you know, less slippery. So I'm just going to do is really pile the contact adhesive on here. And I have been using this Loctite spray adhesive. As far as actual strength and instant usability, this is not as good as the 3M77 to me, but I like using it because it has different qualities that the 77 doesn't have. This is a little bit more workable. You can adjust it a little bit more than the 77, but I think as far as just like straight out brutal adhesion, it's pretty hard to beat the 3M77. But in this case, I'm going to use this because it's what I have, to be honest with you. So, but I'm going to really swap this area here and into the front. And I have done it with the Loctite adhesive before, so I'm pretty confident that this is going to work. But if you're thinking about putting this underneath, it's a lot messier because basically you're going to be spraying this a little bit on the bottom of the shoe, and then you're going to have to somehow manage this whole thing. And I've tried this, and what happens is it doesn't transition well up in this area. So if you put the Spenco on top of this, this transition is very, very smooth. And I haven't gotten any complaints, you know, after doing it like this. So I am going to clamp it, and I'll show you after I spray how I clamp it. It's pretty basic. So I do recommend clamping it or putting it under some weight. One more caveat is that the first couple times that I tried this, because of this hard plastic, I've had to redo it a couple of times. Another thing too is that it didn't take right away, and it actually took some walking in to get it to stick. And so don't give up on it. This particular glue, again, is because of the workability of it, I think it just maybe doesn't set up as fast as the 77. So I don't really know if you use a 77 whether or not you'll have to even worry about that. It might just catch right away. But this is a really I can't say it enough, obviously. This hard plastic is a real hassle. So if you're tired of these things slipping around, I've seen it online where people have recommended using double-sided tape, Velcro, and different things like that. I don't know. I just don't have confidence that it's going to last over time, because just think about it, this waffle design here. I don't know how you would get all of this hard, shiny plastic to stick to double-sided tape unless it's really, really good, like that 100-pound tape that they now sell. So anyway, give it a shot. If you have some luck with 100-pound tape sticking to not only the hard plastic but the underlying cloth, leave that in the comments section. I'd love to know, and I think other people would too, because it's probably not as difficult as using spray adhesive, especially for some people. And if you find a tape that works, that'd be great if you could leave that in the comments section. So this is how I have it clamped. Just some old stir stick. I don't really even think you need that because of the hard and resilient nature of that underlying plastic. There is glue out here, so this is pretty well stuck already out in this area. I'm not going to overdo that at all. I think it's going to be okay. It's stuck, and again, once you start walking in these, it's gonna really stick. And the last ones that I did of these, they are not coming apart. And fortunately, these shoes that we're using in this case are very, very durable, and there's no real concern about the need to remove the insoles in the future. Since I'm doing both, I thought I'd go ahead and show you how much adhesive I put in the little waffle design there. See, it's pretty full, and that's kind of the pattern that I'm using. I don't really feel a need to go much farther. I am going to probably just spray a little bit more here. So I'm noticing that this is kind of soaking in, but just right up and down this middle part here, and just really fill those little waffle cells up with this adhesive. And once you get that clamped in there, it will migrate into the fabric of your existing or stock insoles, however you want to put that. And this is the coverage for the actual stock or existing insole. Not too much. I mean, again, I just kind of know that once I clamp, everything is gonna get squeezed together, and that glue will set up, and it's gonna be just fine.